Hey y'all, we are back.
Finally, we are back.
We are back. I cannot, DeAndre.
Yes.
I feel like it's been forever.
We have been on a hiatus for it. It feels like 2 months now.
I know. I mean, it was a hiatus that I needed. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, we know you need it. We thought he was going to throw another week in there for another break. But R.I.C.E University is back, everyone. And this is our first installment, the first edition. And I don't know if you see two familiar faces because I don't know who those are. But those are our two special guests today. We'll get to them in a second. But, R.I.C.E University. R.I.C.E University part one was, we had a lot of people on here, a lot of guests, some of my friends, some family members, some people that, that we wanted to learn and relate stuff from. So this time is no different, but we're going to up the ante this time.
Yeah, ante up.
Yeah, ante up every time. So this is R.I.C.E University part two. We're going to have segments every week or every other week, however it follows, with newer people, new advancements, new things to show off. So, I'm ready. I know Deja's ready. So, yeah.
I'm your host, Deja. And that's my sidekick, DeAndre.
Sidekick, DeAndre. I'm the Robin.
At least you know your position.
But,
okay.
Right now, I see two smiling faces below me.
Yes.
And let's let them introduce themselves. I'm like, go ahead, let me hear it. So we start with my mother.
Hello, everyone. This is my debut.
Her debut.
He tried to outdo me. You guys asked him to be on R.I.C.E University first. So, I don't like that. But I am D. I am Deja and DeAndre's mom. They call me Momster. They call me Mom. They call me Big Dog. They call me, you better watch out because if you don't do what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Fancy Dana.
Don't let us cut the segment.
Wow.
Right. We might have to just delete this guess and
right.
Start over.
I got it. I'll have it.
Right.
Can we get a where you from? Where you was born?
Oh, I was born right here in Chocolate City.
Okay.
Right here.
Okay. Can we get an age? Oh, never mind.
No, whoa.
Come through this bag of screen.
Okay. The lock it down king.
Girl is 32.
A little closer to 30.
The guy with the T.I. tilt hat next.
The lock it down king. Talk to me.
He is I and I am him. Slim with a tilted brim.
I cannot.
Hello, guys. It's me again, Tony. I am the father in this duo. Back again for the second installment of R.I.C.E University.
All right. Glad to have y'all, man.
What does R.I.C.E stand for?
Oh,
are you serious?
She's always playing. But nah, this is his second appearance. First, we had a little financial aid, financial
right. Financial aid. I'm weak.
Nah, I was joking. But yeah, so it's his second time being on here, so he a familiar face. But
yes,
our mother this is her first time, so it's a big day. This is a big day in history. Y'all know that was the cloud, but she finally showed her face. So
right, she was the cloud for a while. But I mean, I really want to get into like why we decided to have them as guests. I feel that a lot of times people, when you really think about it, people do not have real conversations with their parents. Like
Never.
if you really. Yeah, it's like you might joke around with them or something like that, but to really get like down and deep or understand their perspective, that don't really happen. So we wanted to kind of switch it up and see like what kind of tea we could get out of them.
But on the other side, I think it's a bigger important topic that just happened. I mean, this Sunday, your boy just turned 20.
Not the big one, not the little one.
The biggest 20 there can be. And 20 comes with a lot of responsibility. You're not a teenager no more.
Nope.
You big 20.
Nope.
So I want to follow that up with to you guys. At 20, what were you most worried about?
You may start. Since it's your first time.
Oh, you know what I was most worried about? Getting a job.
Really?
No job?
Yeah. Because I was in that transition mode of, I didn't go to college, but I wish I did. I was, out there trying to look for jobs, but I was still like, hanging out, running the street with my friends, getting into a little bit of trouble, going to Baltimore, Philly.
So you saying you was married to the streets?
I was married to the streets.
I'm weak. Yikes.
I was never home. My dad, I would leave early in the morning, and my dad would say, "As long as you've been gone, you could have went to New York and back." Because I was never home. I was always gone, having fun. So I was in at 20. I was just living my best life. I wasn't really having a lot of responsibilities. I was still living at home. They was taking care of me, and so I had to try to figure out, what's next. What's next? But at that time, you're not really thinking about all that, but you do kind of see that you are all over the place a little bit.
Okay, but did you have a reason to get a job?
Right. You said they were taking care of you.
Not really?
Nope, not really. I didn't.
And they didn't pressure you?
Was always there, literally we had everything we needed, and they wasn't really pressing me to, get a job or to move out or to do different things on my own. So it just felt like, like you guys usually say, like in the 13th grade, you didn't really feel like you was maturing. You just felt like you were still kind of in that kid mode.
Yeah.
A lot of people should still feel like that because a lot of my college friends, they want to move out. They saving up for an apartment, they summer jobs. I'm like, I'm cool with staying with my parents as long as I agree. I want to live my life as long as I can. Who wants to be known to have to pay rent or have to pay all these utilities? I would say live as young as you can,
Yeah. Although I shouldn't be saying this, I agree with you.
Yeah. They'll smack you in your face. Who wants to have something to worry about at 20? Besides,
young adult is overrated. I promise you. Adulting, I should say. Adulting.
Adulting.
It was overrated for you at 20?
No, at 20. No, that wasn't my answer. I was just saying in general. So many kids rush to be adults, and it's not what they really think it is. It's a lot. But me at 20, because my senior year in high school, I had a few obstacles with the law. So by the time I was 20, I was just trying to get my life straight, I wouldn't have to deal with the law anymore. So for me, I was really just trying to figure out what direction I wanted to, take my life in. Do I want to keep going through those same things over and over and over, repeating the same cycles, or am I done with it? And fortunately enough, I was done with it. So for me, it was time to grow up.
So you were just worried about not getting in trouble.
Exactly.
Kind of on that.
Exactly.
And at this point, you still hadn't had any. You were still eating raw hot dogs, like you wasn't,
Well, no. By that time, I was cooking.
Oh, did you
I was cooking them by 20.
Mentally.
I was cooking them by 20. We only ate them raw when I was young. I see you slid that in there. That was kind of slick, though.
And she always slides something.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
She always slides something there.
I just want to know from the audience, how is eating a raw hot dog? That's not the struggle. You pay in the same price if you cook it or not. Just cook the hot dog. I don't understand. But
what does that even taste like?
Like bologna, maybe? I don't know.
It's also spam.
Next question.
Oh my god!
Next question.
Did you put ketchup on it?
So, Deja, what was you worrying about at 20, real quick though?
At 20, well, I was in college. So it's interesting that they both said this, because I feel like even though people don't like to admit this with our generation, I feel like it's more pressure on us to kind of know a little bit more at 20 than what I feel like they were thinking about. As far as the pressures of, we are both in college, which is not to say people who aren't feeling pressures, but I'm saying of trying to already know exactly what you want to do with your life 20 years from now, True. And it felt like with them a little more so, it was like that in the moment type of what should I do now, which I feel is a little, I wish that we had that chance to feel that way, if you know what I mean. Okay, it's sometimes it's annoying to when you at 20, they're like, oh, so you don't already know what job you want. You don't already know what you want to do with your life. You don't already know where you're going to live. You don't already have your own apartment. What? You 20 with not your own apartment? You know what I'm saying? It's just
true.
So I feel like at 20, I didn't have any. Yeah, I probably was just trying to figure out what internship I needed to get, because that's what everybody kept telling me,
Okay, before you move on, I know you want to. This is the last thing I'm going to say.
Okay.
People watching that's 20 or in their 20s, it's a lot of pressures with a lot of social media, seeing people around you. You see them bossing up or getting their own place so young, and you looking at yourself like, why am I not them, or why I'm not at this point in my life, So I just say, look at your life as, a way for yourself to blossom, to elevate in your own way, and stop looking at other people for, ways. I don't know, it's not ways of excitement, but just ways to Like,
waste to validate your life.
Yeah, waste to validate yourself. So
yeah,
that's what I have to say for 20 for me.
Yeah, that's true. So I feel like at 20 and something that they try to leave out, people be dating at 20, you know what I'm saying? So what is like as you reflect back on your life, or maybe at that time,
like they 80 years old.
as you sit in your rocket chair, think about your life. What is the one piece of dating advice that you wish that you had at that age, or even like within your 20s and your 30s, something that you said, dang, like I wish I knew this piece when it came to dating, or something you wish you had avoided, or just, you know what I mean? Like what's something something you can give to us as we try to navigate our love lives or relationships with friends, and just,
Well, I was a player. So what is a player for a woman? A slayer?
I'm logging off. This is ridiculous.
No, seriously though. But for me, it would be, I was kind of running a little bit with the wrong crowd around that time, but I was having fun. But I didn't know the ramifications of what could have happened if I didn't kind of disassociate myself from that at the time. You kind of sometimes associate fun with doing wrong,
like danger.
You kind of justify your fun and doing wrong. So I would say, back then I wish I had someone to say, come on, come here, December. Let me talk to you. Right. Let me tell you what's going on. Because, like I told you, my dad was a rough customer. So, I'm not going to tell him the things that, I was doing if I had questions or things that was going on, because that just wasn't happening. I wasn't going back in that den asking him nothing.
Right.
So, I kind of veered towards being more with my friends, and that's why I always felt like this with you guys. I didn't want you to have to go to your friends to ask about anything, whatever's going on, whether it's, sexual in nature, whether it's wrong crowd, whether it's, weed, drugs, whatever it is. I want you to feel it's comfortable to come to me, because I didn't feel comfortable to go to my parents and really talk to them about those secret type situations that was going on with me. I kind of held some things in, or I just figured I could figure it out on my own. Yeah. So I would definitely say you can easily get caught up in the wrong crowd thinking that it's fun.
And simply, like, so it's really just as easy as if you had a parent or like a older person in your life to guide you.
Yes.
Like, I'm just saying to other people who are older or maybe y'all's age, it could be that easy if you just like lend your hand to someone younger. It could be that quick of a, you know what I'm saying? Because that it wasn't something that you needed that was so huge. It was just simply an older person's like wisdom who you felt comfortable with.
Right.
Yeah.
And plus, my parents was really busy, with work and things like that. So you always want to go, do I really want to bother them with this? Or is this something that you think I could have a really good conversation with? You just wasn't, they was just on the grind. They was just kind of doing their thing. And they didn't have a chance to say, come on and sit down. Let's talk about certain things. So I just didn't want to be like that.
Respect. Dave, what were you doing? You were gigolo, spending lots of time.
You said, what was I doing at 20 as far as your dating advice?
No, I was saying I was saying, what was a piece as you were navigating just dating or just being at that age? What is something that you wish someone had told you? Some dating advice that you can give to us as we try to navigate like our 20s or other people who are younger, like just something you wish you knew as you were just dealing in different relationships and stuff.
I think for not really relationship wise, just some advice I wish I would have had when I was younger. Somebody like not necessarily a mentor, but I didn't have a really good positive male role model in my life. To say, maybe the block ain't the place to be, or even at 20, even, getting myself together, I still wish I'd have had a guy to say, listen, this is not the way to go about this, or this is not the way to go about that. So I definitely wish I would have had somebody like, not necessarily to tell me what to do, but maybe try to guide me in the right direction. I was raised by a single parent. My mom, who I always say did a great job, but I always feel like sometimes it takes a man to show us how to be a man.
Yeah, and it's not a woman's responsibility.
Right. And I'm never going to minimize the job that women do, the job that mothers do, because they're irreplaceable. So that's not what I'm saying. But I also feel like sometimes we need men to show young men how to be adult men. I just didn't really have that. Unfortunately, a lot of us the people we looked up to hung out on the corners.
So I guess a follow-up question would be, who did you look to know how to treat a woman? Nobody. Like, was it? I'm wondering. Like, is it TV show? Like is it old? Because I guess you just really saying no. You didn't have no one to look to.
Well, I thought you were
like
saying
knowing how to take somebody on a date. Like like you know what I'm trying to say, or was you really just out here just thugging it out, trying to
pop culture? Really,
that's exactly how it was. It was nobody to guide me. I mean,
yeah. He didn't even know how to put up on me.
What he say, Mari? What he say?
Mm-hmm. Who was your one line? How you try to holler at me?
Anyway, like I said, it was nobody really to guide me like I needed to be guided. I feel, and as far as your mom, yeah, I got
it. Okay.
Look though, I got relationship advice for married couples.
Okay.
For Deja, for single ladies like Deja.
Okay.
In a Mac player like me, this is advice for everybody. Look, my dating advice for 20-year-olds is, no matter what you've been through, no matter who treated you wrong, who did you dirty, person that you meet, you always give them 100% until they show you the wrongdoing that they may have in store for you. But you can never give somebody 70, and then at the end you like, man, she wasn't worth it, or he wasn't worth it. You ain't give 100%. How can you say that it didn't work out and you gave 70? I'll always, no matter how much heartbreak I may go through, the next person will always get 100% DeAndre.
Right. I love that because
I mean that for sure though.
Like, because that be my mentality. Like I need to hear that. I definitely need to hear that.
You gotta give 100. It's not fair because maybe he giving 100, you giving 60. Now it's really not gonna work.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's hard. I ain't got nothing to say. You right. Like you literally are right. Because you would want that. You would want somebody to do that to you. Like you would want somebody to give you that chance. But okay. So on the same lines, then, like, how can you tell the difference between trusting your gut and then it being like self-sabotage? You know how you can say like, my gut's telling me that this person is like I don't know if it's worth, or it could just be you sabotaging the situation. Like, how do you know to determine, or even like with I can ask it to the adults, but like, how can you tell the difference between it's your gut or you really just trying to like psych yourself out of a situation?
Gut is always up here. I'm gonna say that first before they even start talking. I put my gut at the highest point because I feel like your self-intuition and like knowing yourself, your stomach, you about to do something, your stomach start aching. That means you're not supposed to do it, and then you find out, oh, I should have never did it. It's like you give yourself like reminders, like your consciousness talking to yourself. You got to believe that. That's me. That's just me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I agree. Okay,
but sometimes it's too late. Like, you may have that feeling, you just like, and then you have to learn that hard lesson.
Yeah.
So like you said, sometimes you don't always get that feeling. Sometimes you kind of, it comes later. It can come later sometimes, and you get that feeling. You just like, oh, okay. Yeah, it may not be it right in the beginning.
Valid.
Yeah. Right. Well, I know one thing that I really want to know when we was coming into this is, because no one really talks about this ever with like anybody that's like higher authority than them. I want to know what makes y'all vulnerable. What makes y'all feel vulnerable? Like if somebody say something to you or something's going on and that really makes you feel like, ooh,
What's an example so that they know kind of what you mean, I guess?
Like vulnerability. I don't know, like maybe a soft spot. Like don't gotta be deep, like, certain specific that makes you super sad, but something that'll just make you very open, or just something that will open that cage up in your body, like vulnerability. Because I know I can be vulnerable sometimes, when things come a lot. Sometimes I don't want to talk about that because it makes me feel a certain way.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so I just wanted to know.
Good question. Let's start with Day.
Yeah.
What makes me vulnerable?
Like what's something, like how DeAndre says, something like one of those little something that's like, that area of my life, it makes me a little vulnerable. It's a touch. You're not saying touchy subject, you're just saying.
It don't have to be touchy subject because but it can be. But like, I just think something that just makes you feel like so maybe not yourself, or maybe a little more emotional.
Okay. Yeah.
I would have to think about that. Give me a second to think about it. You want
to
Okay. Yeah, I guess a couple things for me. I guess sometimes when I hear other people, because I've have had my parents in my life for quite a few years, well, many years. So when sometimes I would, feel a little, I don't know if that's vulnerable, but it's not even sad. It's just like, why is this me? Like, for example, just knowing that they're not here. So when I see other people with their parents or their, mom or dad, I think that's like a soft spot for me, especially if they don't, maybe treat their parents right, or don't talk to them, or they don't have a connection or relationship with them. I always try to see if I can connect those people with their parents, or, I feel a little, I get that pit in my stomach, like, why is somebody, like talking like that to their parent or feel this way? I'm always trying to do a connection of getting them together in some way. I guess that's my
that's a good
vulnerability.
One. Yeah, that is a good one.
But on the relationship side, for me, if somebody is really, being very, talking about maybe their past, or just being, you just vulnerable, because it's hard for men to be vulnerable anyway. So, to really just break things down and really show, not only just, sometimes it's really good to hear that somebody really loves you, or when you're not thinking about it, they say it to you, not always, just saying it, but in other little small ways, that makes me feel like vulnerable. I don't have to be just as tough, or, be this certain way. It kind of breaks down my walls if I see that, like your dad is being, more vulnerable, or he talks about things he normally doesn't talk about. Because when in our relationship in the beginning, he was a little, I used to call him the Tin Man.
He needs a heart.
Yeah. I used to call him the Tin Man, because I think growing up for me, me and my mom, we were really pretty close. And so, in that way of hugging and kissing, and, like all of that. So when I got a relationship with your dad, I kind of still wanted all of that, but that just wasn't his personality. So you had to kind of break down those walls. But then when you do, it makes you feel, feel good that somebody is willing to share things with you, and stuff like that. But it took a long time for your dad to feel that way.
No, she's right. And it's still to this day, it's still hard for me to open up a lot. And
why is that?
Because I came from a household where there's no doubt in my mom loved us, but we didn't have that household where we heard "I love you."
Like other displays of like.
Yeah, we knew she loved us, but she never said it. We didn't get the hugs. How was your day? How's school? Because my mom worked so much, it was just, work and school, work and school, work and school.
Yeah.
So she is right. So I guess me being vulnerable is having to open up sometimes, and she's right. I showed no emotions, like, hard to say I love you, hard to hug, hard to kiss, hard to even just sit down and have conversations. I'll shut down and walk away. Just, so just opening up is still hard for me to this day. It's hard. So
that was a deep one. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, you ugly.
I like that.
You got something, DeAndre, real quick that you want to say, or no?
About being vulnerable?
Like something that you wanted to say? I can't think of none right now, but I was just.
in I guess general of being vulnerable, I think being vulnerable does, like Mother said, it builds the relationship, of course, being stronger when you see that side of someone that you love, opening up finally, or even with just parents. Like a lot of times, they'll open up to us, or they'll talk to us, and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel special about myself, or like our relationship, because it's like, many times, like we can talk about, sports and school, or what work I gotta complete, but when they really talk to you and get in depth with maybe their life, or maybe something that they had going on, you like that it takes it to the next level of like more than respect. It's like it's true love, like you feel it without them saying I love you. Like you really just feel that aspect of love between your parents or anyone at that point, when they really talk to you. It feels good though. It does feel good.
That's true.
One thing I can definitely say is she showered you guys with more than enough love. Like too much. There's no doubt. She shows it, tells it,
man,
and everything under the sun.
Overprotective, way overprotective.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but yeah.
No, in a good way. Like, no, really in a good way. Like, you ain't, neither one of you can ever say you felt lack of love.
Never.
She gave y'all enough for everybody in our family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, just
it's the truth.
It's a good thing. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's better to have more than less, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
And she gave you guys a lot.
Especially in an age where I feel like everything's so dark. I don't know. It's like you just like when somebody could just be loving.
Right.
But
okay. But then wait, real quick though.
Okay.
At the same time, I also do feel like parents sometimes put on that face though that they can never be sad around their kids or never be like mad because they always gotta be happy. Like a lot of times I know mother was probably smiling when she may have been upset, but just to make them feel good. And I think that's a good thing as a kid, but then at the same time, it kind of deteriorates your parents as a person, like that you can never really show your raw emotion. Like she don't see us for 5 hours out the day at work, and that's the only time she can feel that. Then when she get home, it's back to that. So or
like because I think I would love if a parent told me like, "Hey, Deja, I'm just not feeling it today. I'm a little upset," and because a lot of times, not with our parents, a lot of times people. Like your parent is just angry. You trying to feel like, why are they like? What is the problem? And you could have really just came to your kid and said, "Work or this is just really like getting to me today. I just need a second." And not to say because when you're younger, you need your parent to be present and stuff. I'm saying as you get older, you can respect the fact of like if a parent says like, "I'm just not feeling it today." You know what I mean? Doesn't mean you neglect your responsibilities, but it would be cool to just kind of say that. Yeah,
for sure.
So as you look. So, okay, as y'all are well into your old age, what is the place that you're in right now today? What's today's date? September 13th.
13th.
Is this where you saw your life to be? Like, is this where you imagined it to be? And if so, like, are you satisfied? Are you not? Like, where do you wish? And of course, I'm not saying it to where if you were a kid and wanted to be a millionaire, whatever, like I get that. But I'm saying that like if we're being realistic, is this a place in your life where you're like I feel good, like I'm if I look back on it, I'm okay with this. Or is it something that you're like, dang, I wish I was here. I wish, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. I think I'm in a good place in life for me personally speaking. It's a few things I wish I would have done younger and a few things, like wish I'd have bought us a bigger house or a few things I wish I'd have did myself from a personal aspect. But as far as where I am in life, I'm in a good place. I'm in a good place personally.
Where do you think you would be like when you were a teenager or like in your 20s, how me and DeAndre are like, where did you see yourself in a certain place, whether it's negative or positive? Like, did you ever think that far? Or you were kind of like in a moment thinker,
as a teen, I to be honest, as a teen, I didn't know how far I was going to make it. I feel like me taking my mini vacation might have saved me just because the streets was a little different when I was younger. So I'm just being honest. And, after that, I didn't know what the future held. Did I see myself married for 22 years to your mom? Absolutely not. Would I change it? No. But at the same time, I never foresaw that.
You're right.
I never foresaw that. Again, my mother never got married. I met my father once in my life. So, I never had that family dynamic that we see on TV, the white picket fence, two parents in the household. And not to make excuses, don't get me wrong, but I believe we can draw our own lines in the sand. That's not what I'm saying. I just never foresaw that for me.
Yeah, I was just wondering what okay. All right.
Like that.
Decima.
Well, for me, I'm always like thinking of something else. Like, even though, like I said, I like my job, love my family, extended family, I get to travel, but I'm always just thinking about one more thing that I could do that, that kind of gives me more fulfillment. Like, for example, today on the news, I just saw that in the DMV area, they're looking for tutors for kids grade 2nd to 12th grade. So I was listing everything. It was like they only want an hour to 2 hours a week. They just trying to get over 100 people. And all you have to do is go on Channel 7 News and sign up. So I wrote that down. I'm like, I'm going to do that. It's like I'm always like, it's just always one little thing that I see or or usually I tell other people what they need to do. But
oh god, yeah, definitely.
For myself.
Yeah, listen, give yourself a to-do list.
Podcast universe, it never stops with her.
Never. Give yourself a to-do list. Thank you.
Yes, it's always something. It never stops.
Learn how to swim, please.
Not in a bad way, but it never stops.
How about you don't give me nothing else to do until you learn how to swim?
Oh, well, right. you straight for years. Good then. Good because I don't know when that's gonna happen. Shoot.
So she did for years.
Teach me by now, but you ain't even teach me.
That's sad.
They tell me how I'm a teacher.
You got to calm boy.
This is not gonna happen.
Your dad, he'll be like, D, oh my God, D.
Yeah, dad can't
be like, hey, that's your problem. You messed up. So I need Dre to kind of, he's the
so y'all both can you be dragging them down in the water, probably.
Right. Yeah. We be like, swim. She walking on the bottom. That's not swimming.
Right.
She walking.
Jumping on people's back.
Sad. It's sad.
But look, I was gonna say, both of their answers should be no, in my opinion. Like you should never be satisfied with the life that you have. You should always be looking for more or something to do. And they both kind of answered that, basically saying that they want more for themselves, which is good. I didn't want to hear them say, yeah, I'm complacent with what I got going on. They always want something better, even at their age. They're not that old, of course, but, that looks so far for us at our age.
Yeah,
but seriously, though.
No, you're right.
It looks so far for us at our age, 20 and however old it is. And you see it like at that point, you may want to stop doing it. So, you'll live this life. You're like, oh, I want this. But it really is more. Every step of the way is more and more and more. And to have that mindset is good, for any
But
age.
it is good to reflect back on life. Like, for instance, with Dag, to kind of pat yourself on the back that you did more than what you thought you could do. That's what I was trying to get at. Like, dang, at this age, I didn't even think X, Y, and Z. But here I am. And not to say that you're satisfied, but just to say that you can acknowledge the fact that you did more than you thought you could. Like that's
a fact.
Yeah.
Because at some point in your lives when you're literally living from paycheck to paycheck, you don't see
you're not
that day where you got money in the bank and like at the time I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You just like, oh my God, I'm struggling. But eventually you get there. You get there.
All right.
Grass is always green, ain't it? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
but look though. Okay, so a big college student here. You get stressed out easily. So I want to know real quick, what do y'all do to relax, to wind down when you're stressed? Just give me like 3 things that you do when you're that you can do that you relax yourself with. Could be watching the news,
drink wine.
Okay.
Go for walks. I love to go for walks. It could be 20 degrees outside.
Yes.
And I love the winter. I love the cold weather. I'm definitely going for a walk. And I gotta look at my reality shows.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Bam.
Yeah. Well, I go to the gym.
Okay.
Allegedly.
I knew something was coming.
That's what he say he is. That's what he say he is.
I knew something was coming.
On my neck.
I knew it.
Oh man. No.
Auntie Dana said real quick, sorry. She said maybe you and I can take lessons together, Mike. She was talking about you with the swimming.
Nice.
All right, go ahead, Dave.
Sorry. The same facility.
It'll work.
You think that
y'all can yell at each other. This is y'all can do. Y'all can yell at each other and then go drink some wine afterwards.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Because y'all ain't gonna accomplish nothing. Go ahead, Dave.
I go to the gym every other day. I try to go at least 3 times a week. I ride my motorcycle when I can.
Where's my helmet? You supposed to give me a helmet so I can ride with you.
This is about
how long I've been asking for a helmet?
It's about him though right now. We respected your 3. Can I hear my man? He only got 1.5 so far.
And the third thing is I'm trying to find a helmet for your mom.
Cap City. I'm weak. Oh my gosh.
He only said that because I cooked dinner today.
All right.
Once every blue moon. All right.
Don't do that, DeAndre.
Okay.
I got.
They are slickers.
Yeah, as much as you cook for him when he's home. Yeah. Okay. Shady McGrady.
Not Shady McGrady. Okay, I was gonna say.
What?
Oh, I had. Unless you want, do you want to wrap it up now, or do you want? Because I have a question.
No, you asked one. I got one more.
Okay, I asked one, and you can got. All right, real quick. Just give me just give me an answer. Why is it so hard for parents to admit that when they're wrong?
Ooh.
I'm talking about when it comes to the child parent dynamic.
I always admit when I'm wrong. I don't admit when I'm wrong to y'all.
Almost spit up a little bit. Are you kidding me, Dad?
Did y'all just hear what he said?
We must have just seen a leprechaun outside. Yep, that's right.
Leap year. I did have to learn though. I did have to learn that.
You know what? For me, I think it's because my dad. We used to call him G Lover, but it's like he was always right. So I always try to up one him. No, I'm right. So it's like I think that kind of carried over into my parenting. Like, no, what I say go. No, I'm right. You got to do it this way. And
I'm not even saying with just you guys. I'm just saying
over.
I just
to
feel like
my personality.
No, I get that. I wasn't even saying for just you guys. I just feel like a lot of kids face that where they don't. It's like it's just what the parent says, and that's just it. Instead of it being like I'm trying to tell you something that made me something to tell you, and it's just like it's a wall every time. That's why I was asking.
But
why?
When you guys got a little older, I used to say, "Okay, let me hear your side." That don't mean that I was going to do it, but I started. I didn't. When I started, okay, well, let me hear what you have to say.
Oh, you hearing it, but you're not listening.
Right. But I'm saying at least I tried.
I feel like I just started getting to that point where Mike actually acknowledged, like, okay, because Mike just she thinks she right all the time.
I was gonna say with both of them though, I had to learn that it's signs of them telling you that you right this time, like them not saying something back. You're like, oh yeah, you got him this time. So you got to learn that they may not say like, oh yeah, you was right this time, DeAndre. Okay. You just learn the movements, the actions. Like, oh yeah.
I'm a person. I'm a words of affirmation person, meaning you gotta tell me. I need you to say, Deja, right? You know what? I know, like I think I see where you're coming from. I don't want to hear this. All right.
But I can vouch right now that they have they have told me I was right.
Yeah.
They have gotten better. They have said, oh yeah, you're right.
We're a family that debate all the time.
Yeah.
So all four of us, we never think we're wrong. I mean, we'll talk about one subject, it'll last for an hour and a half. And it's like, so we really debate a lot.
It's like four lions, like
So all these opinions flying around. So
fine with me.
It's in our DNA.
It is.
I think it is. Okay. So this is it for me.
All right.
End off on a high note.
Bring us home.
Both of you guys. And Dave, I'm going to get this to you too right now. And try to think outside the box. Don't be too generic. If you had one wish.
I'm not basic.
One wish right now. What would it be? And you cannot ask for money. Just
when
one
it comes
wish.
to what?
To anything. You have a genie right here and you have one wish. What would you ask? Like, what would you ask? And you just can't ask for money, That's my only criteria.
Daisy, you go first.
What's one wish?
I'll go first.
Yeah, I really don't know. Go ahead, Mark.
My one wish.
World peace. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm serious. I really think about this all the time. So I think that this is one of the wishes that I think I would want. I really wanted to be an anchor, like for the news and travel.
Oh yeah, you have said that.
I really do wish that I could have did that as a career.
Yeah.
You would be a good news anchor. I can say that.
Because she talks so much.
She'll be a good news anchor.
Well, no, that's a good one. That's a good one. So something. Yeah, can we choose something for us personally?
Yeah. That's cool.
Okay, yeah, not something like external. Like I wish this was okay. Cool. Right. I'm still thinking though, but there you have something. All I think.
Not right off the top of my head. Not one wish, but.
I don't know for myself.
I don't know.
If I had one wish, probably the I don't know. Probably to go back to 8th grade.
That was a good time.
That would probably be my one wish.
That was the best time.
Nah, it was my best times. I just changed some decisions I did. That was probably it.
Yeah.
But I don't like thinking about that, like being regretful. Like, you just live life how it is. But if a genie said you got one wish, for sure.
Yeah,
it's cool. It's whatever.
Yeah, I guess it's so broad that we could wish to have our parents back or wish for a bigger house, or you know what I mean. It's
true.
I mean, I wish I could just like accomplish everything I want to accomplish without trying.
Okay.
Like,
right.
Because it just is like it's not. I don't really be grinding. I don't live that lifestyle. But like, but I do work hard. Like I really do. So I'm just saying, I wish sometimes I could just get to the levels I'm trying to get to without having to really put in so much work.
Right. I hear it.
Or just
one thing I do really honestly wish I would have had an opportunity to do is go to college. Now I don't know if
what college would you go to?
No. I see. I think it's just one of those things I always wanted to do. Whether it's overrated or not, it is one of the things I definitely wanted to do in my life. Yeah, it's just I feel like it's an experience that I missed out on. Like I didn't get a chance to go to my prom, and just it's a lot of things I wish I would. I still could
go to college.
Oh! I thought you meant the prom.
Hey, we could be roommates. We could be roommates
next year.
It's on the way. It's on the way.
Yeah, it's not. It's never too late if you really want. But I do see what you're saying though, like the college experience, not just going to college, like being like going to games,
right. Just the whole experience of being at college. I do wish I would have had a chance to experience that.
That's a good one.
Exactly.
I honestly do.
Man.
Oh man, this is a good one. Thanks for kickstarting our R.I.C.E University Part 2 with a bang, guys.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's hard. Even when we first started, it's hard to be courageous to get on here to talk and show your face to people watching. So thanks to both of them for coming on to talk and expressing themselves, saying stuff that they may not normally say to people that they don't see, face to face. So I want to thank them first as our first guest. Yeah. And we have a lot more in store, but back to you, Deja. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying thank you too, and to be on the lookout for who are going to be our guests for the next parts of R.I.C.E University Part 2. Do you have anything to plug before we get out of here, ugly boy?
They got to go first. Y'all got anything?
Okay, do y'all have something to plug?
Anything. It can be anything.
Do I have anything to plug? What you got?
Nothing. I just thank y'all for having us on here again, and we'll see y'all again soon.
And what about how lovely I am?
And about how lovely she is. I'm gonna plug how lovely she is.
That's the plugs.
How about you plug your team one today? What was that? Sunday.
First place. First place in a division.
First
place.
Undefeated.
Best team in the league. I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh. Please, Mike, you have something to plug.
Carson Wentz.
Now you like Carson Wentz.
Okay.
Undefeated.
This is ridiculous.
Undefeated.
Let's go.
One game.
If your team not 1-0, y'all.
You can't even name 5 people on the team. It's so many new people.
Who can?
That is true. Like it is a new team, but we got some young wolves.
You can't name 5 people.
Come on, I probably could.
That's a lot.
We have some young commanders.
But we do have a lot of new players.
Seen that boy Foster? I'm gonna talk to you after. I mean, Forrest. Oh my, talk to you after.
Yeah.
He's a dog.
Well, thanks for having us.
Okay.
Can I plug something?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Plug in the Cultivate Everyone, right? Reach inside Cultivate Everyone YouTube channel, because we have been posting bangers on
there. DeAndre has been editing the editing god.
So check out the YouTube channel, and also again, check out the TikTok page, Cultivating Conversations. We are uploading on there. We doing our due diligence, so we need y'all to do the due diligence back. That's a fact. So yeah, check out all our socials, all that. I'm gonna throw the last plug to my twin right now. Go ahead.
I don't have a plug.
No plug.
I don't have a plug.
It's the first episode of R.I.C.E.
I know. Okay. What I have to plug?
You're supposed to be spitting some knowledge.
I want to plug. Oh, I got something to plug.
Okay.
I want to plug the young lady who did my hair this past weekend. Period.
Okay.
Like,
what's her name?
Period. Her name was Tiffany, and she came through for your girl. So shout out to her.
Perfect.
And for everybody who thought my hair didn't grow, it did.
You gotta throw the
I ain't doing all that.
The stiff wear.
Nope, it's stiff. All right. Bye, y'all.
Thank y'all for watching.